was whack about hip hop. The worst thing, 1979 Sugar Hill Records, is the worst thing that ever happened to hip hop. When Sugar Hill Records came out, a woman named Sylvia Robinson and her husband Joey Robinson, they owned all of rap. If you could somehow phantom that in your head for a hot minute, there was one record label that had all the top rappers of the day on it, and no other company had that. Had we stuck together, black people would not be in this situation. They say hip hop is a $10 billion culture every year. That's black people money we should be having. But black people rejected us and lost $10 billion a year. No handouts, no welfare. We pulled hip hop out of us and it was $10 billion. Our parents. Oh, you ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be nothing. You ain't yee gaga goo. $10 billion a year gone. Whole dream of Dr. King gone. Take it up now to Sugar Hill Records. All the greatest hip hop acts are on the label, but they're not getting treated right. Black people are ripping off black people. I say this respectfully because I'm talking about our parents. These are older blacks ripping off the talent of younger blacks, respectfully. KRS, Scott LaRock, Boogie Down Productions, B-Boy Records. Black men are taking advantage of young black talent. B-Boy Records was owned by black people, older black men from the 50s and 60s. You would think, after everything we went through in civil rights, you see a young man coming up, he calls himself Knowledge Reigns Supreme. And he's trying to come up, he's homeless, he's in the street, but he's talking that blackness. And you see he got a crowd around him. And you see he got some little time. You're not going to dust him off and say, yo, young blood, come on, let me show you something. Let me protect you. No, they were the first ones to come in. Rip off me and Scott LaRock for the Criminal Minded album. To this very day, black folks still ripping me off for the Criminal Minded album. To this very day. Because I'm already a wealthy person, I really don't care. So I allow black folk to eat off the album. I allow bootleggers to eat off the album. I allow people to do that. It doesn't bother me. But if you want to talk principle, black people are they're eating their children. They're eating their children. This is the worst thing to happen to not only hip hop, but to black civilization in the United States.
This is PooNSpace. I'm Space Ghost, SPA Ghost. This is the King
Shampoo.
of All Black.
But today, some people know me as Shampoo, and some people know me as King of All Blacks. Today, I'm King of All Blacks. Let's not get that twisted. And I'm sitting here with the owner, the president of Sugar Hill Records.
That's right.
What's up, Leland Robinson?
What's up, Space? Good
Yes,
to meet
nice
you guys.
seeing you,
King
man.
of All Blacks.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Don't get it twisted.
Yes.
What's happening?
Good. Hey, listen, I came across an Instagram post that KRS-One did. And he was talking about, he got right at the top of the clip, he says, the worst thing that ever happened in hip hop was Sylvia Robinson and Joey and Joseph Robinson, your mother and father. I thought it was, me personally, I didn't like the way it sounded. We all grew up together.
True.
So I don't know the truth, but I know damn well that, everything's always been on the up and up as far as I know.
Right.
But he said that, and I sent it to you, and you said, yo, I'm tired of this shit. I gotta respond.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Well, first and foremost,
respond to with him saying, how is your mother, your parents were, Sugar Hill Records was the worst thing that ever happened to hip hop.
okay. So first of all, Sugar Hill Records was not the worst that happened to hip hip hop, excuse me, it was the best thing that ever happened. Here it is, you have a woman and a husband who took the chance of making hip hop records and putting them out worldwide, independently themselves.
Yes.
So I just think without her and him, they wouldn't be in position we are today. So I listened to it, and I kind of gotten a little bit.
Did you get angry?
Yeah. First of all, I got upset because I think Chris is a great dude, very intelligent dude. Every time I see him, I speak to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was mind-boggling.
He lived in the same town we lived in.
Of course.
Can you speak on how he got discovered by Sugar Hill? Like how did they pick him up to the label? Do you know
Who
that?
picked him up?
No. How did KRS get involved with Sugar Hill?
KRS was never an artist on Sugar Hill.
So why would he? That's
That was a setup.
Yeah, so why would he even?
I kind of figured out what the situation was with KRS-One, right? So back in 1987, I think KRS put out Criminal Minded album. So Sugar Hill was already closed down in 1985. So in 1991, at the point where the album had already went to its bottom, Jack Allen and B-Boy Records came over to rent space in Sugar Hill Records. So, because we had a big building over there. So by them coming to rent space, Jack Allen and my father did some business together. As far as I think, they might have did something where my father might have loaned some money or something like that or whatever. So we at Sugar Hill turned around and re-put out the Criminal Minded album in 1991. So that's 4 years later. So again, at that time, the album already had went to the bottom.
But I've heard this from a couple of people.
Right.
You've heard it, not just from him, you heard it from people here and there and there. Clear this up on there. Why are they saying this? Why is he saying you the worst, y'all the company the worst thing? Why is he saying that?
You know what, Lawrence? Excuse me.
I think I got my own opinion.
You know what, Shampoo?
They know he's long. They know it.
Well, you know what? Sugar Hill Records distributed the album for Jack Allen and Criminal Minded. If we distributed the album for Criminal Minded, it was our obligation to pay Jack Allen, which was B-Boy Records. B-Boy Records' obligation is now to pay the artist. It's not our obligation. If you did a deal, say for instance, I did a deal with Sugar Hill, did a deal with Universal, right? My artist, I'm responsible for. Universal is only the company that's just going to put the record out and get the numbers. And once they put the record out and make some sales, they're going to pay Sugar Hill. And once Sugar Hill gets it, then it's me to pay my artist. So Sugar Hill never had nothing to do with Chris, KRS-One. Only thing we had anything to do with is in 1991, again, when the album is at its bare minimum sales, we put it right back out for him.
So where did it come from, him speaking all the time, to now saying what he said? Like,
do you think it's in connection to Cass, to what happened between y'all and Cass?
Let's clear that up too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing
happened between Grandmaster Cass and Sugar Hill Records.
Yeah.
Period. What transpired between Grandmaster Cass and
Sugar Hill
Hank?
Gang. Yeah, Big Hank.
Not Sugar Hill.
Big Bad Hank.
With Hank.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
That's their issue.
Okay.
Cass said that he gave Hank a notebook.
Yeah.
And told him, go ahead on, man, it's yours. Go ahead.
Okay.
If I give you something, it's yours.
But I heard
So
Cass say that he heard that Hank was playing his records. Your mother picked him up in a pizza shop, picked up Hank in the pizza shop, and then they recorded, and he used his rhymes to make.
He gave him the rhymes.
But if that happened, right? There's no way in God's earth that I would have allowed people to make millions of dollars off of something that I wrote and not say nothing, but 30 or 40 years later.
Yeah.
What's the difference between R. Kelly writing a song for New Edition or R. Kelly writing a song for the Ozzy Brothers. It's the same situation. The company has nothing to do with it. The only person that has anything to do with it is the artist and the writer. We're just the publishers to put the record out. We have nothing to do with none of that. But I respect Kaz. Kaz is a great dude. He said
this is not an interview and trying to take.
He said he wrote Hate Tribes. There's no doubt about it. If he did, that's between him and Hank. That don't have nothing to do with Sugar Hill Records at all.
Nope.
That's it.
I mean, but it kind of does because Hank is signed to y'all.
We're not responsible for what you write, and you tell us you write.
Okay, but you on the publishing, on the writing though.
Right, but
because
so that you understand the publishing business.
Yeah, please.
If 100% of
please, a lot of people don't understand the business part.
If there's 100%, 50 is music, 50 is words.
Is the words,
right?
yes.
So you collect on 100% of the publishing. If you own the publishing, if $10,000 is made, $5,000 goes to the publisher, $5,000 goes to the writer. That's how it works.
Yes.
So if you tell me you wrote this song and you're a writer on this song, that's what it is. I'm going by the artist. I can't. If King of All Blacks writes me a song and I put it out, that has nothing to do with the record company. It has everything to do with the artist.
But you guys do sampling. So if somebody samples your records, but I'm saying if hip hop samples records, they're coming for that publishing. If you don't clear it with that person,
Right. So let me explain that to you. All right. So, for instance, Ice Cube.
Yes.
Check yourself. Okay. Right. He wrote this record based on the message. Right.
Yeah.
So once he did this record, he called us and cleared the sample. We cleared the sample.
Yeah.
Right. So he's able to use the message for his song.
Yeah.
So now, it just.
What do you mean when you cleared? They have to pay you?
They have to have approval.
They have to have approval. No,
But
Yeah,
they
you
have
can
to
use
pay you too,
my line.
right? How does that work? You get a percentage of the record?
It's whatever.
Right. So basically,
I just want to know for my own.
All right. So basically, I'll say for instance, I said, okay, I'm gonna take 50% of the song.
Yeah.
So whatever that 50% is, then goes between the publisher and the writers. So always remember one thing with publishing. If the publisher, and let's not make it as, the publishing's been messed up over here, because guess what? Every black, white artist, whatever, not even white, let me go back. Let's not get this twisted. People talk about publishing, but each one of them people that's talking about it, they got publishing deals.
Yeah.
And guess who they got publishing deals with? The white man. Why? Because they think, blacks are the same. They're gonna rob you. This and that. They're gonna do that. That's the mentality they got.
Even if you don't, they're just gonna say they did that you did.
But
because they counting, they could be they counting y'all parents. Y'all.
Hold on. But the key to this is you can collect your own publishing if you were smart enough.
Yeah.
So basically, when you sit there and say they fucked up the industry, it was the worst thing that ever happened to the industry, and you truthfully all black, why didn't you collect your own publishing? Why didn't you put your own records out?
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you mad at everybody, put your own stuff out. My mom did it.
And after they left, or cut ties with y'all, did they make any hit records after that?
Lawrence.
Your Sugar Hill Records might be the best thing that ever happened to hip hop. I look at it like y'all, the company legitimized rap, made it mainstream,
right?
Instead of being, in the clubs and all that stuff.
So to say something about that is,
I don't know anything about the music business. That's
what was your question again? What did you just say?
I said, what did I say? I said that.
He was talking about hip hop legitimizing.
Yeah, I said
Sugar Hill Records legitimizing hip hop.
And back
taking
then,
it out of the parks and the clubs and
but back then they didn't have any black company involved in hip hop. They might have had a couple, right? But it wasn't.
Right. But this is it.
You make an investment in these people. They come from the Bronx, wherever they come from. I'm not saying they all low income, but they were. They come from these places and they come to this company and you do business with them. Don't you have to invest in them? People, I don't think people understand. That's what I'm talking about.
You take chances with all these rappers, right? So I was listening to, and he also said we had all the rappers.
Yeah.
We had Sugar Hill Gang, Grandmaster
That's what I want to
Flash.
know. What groups did Sugar Hill Records have under their
All right,
umbrella?
we did Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5,
Yes.
Sugar Hill Gang,
Mm-hmm.
Treacherous 3,
Mm-hmm.
Funky 4 plus one more, Sequence, and don't forget she was the first to put out Latin rap with the Mean Machine
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Chalk that up.
That's another door we're gonna open
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So it was something you asked me right before that we got mixed up.
I just talked about it like making it mainstream.
Okay,
At
at the time when she did Rapper's Delight,
Yeah.
so that we not get this twisted, we were living up on that hill.
There's a side
Already.
note.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and what a house.
No, we was living up on that hill a long
Had a
time ago.
green room, I'm in the green room. I mean, that motherfucker got echoes. It was so fucking, this shit was crazy.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
so
You didn't need that for that.
But they put out records before, or they had a different type of business?
my mom was an artist,
Yeah, I know that, yes.
and she had a lot of big songs,
Yeah.
and she wrote for a lot of big people as well.
Yeah. Before all of that.
Yep. So when she went in the studio and recorded Rapper's Delight, she did what made her feel good as a producer. And she went with it. She would not only produce the record, she would engineer the record, she'll mix the record with the engineer. Wow. Then when she's finished that,
Right
then
on the
she'll go
board.
to mastering, and she did everything herself because she had an ear for music. Mm-hmm. So we put the record out, and they went to go take the record to the radio station.
Rapper's Delight.
When they took the record up to the radio station, they told her, Sylvia, you did not have to stoop this low. This will never work.
What do they mean by stoop this low?
Because she was an artist.
Rapping.
She was an artist already. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She was a big 50s and 60s artist, you know what I'm saying? So she
look like she's coming down.
Right, she's stooping down to do this thing.
Gotcha.
Because what they thought it was like the hippie hop shit.
It was a phase. They thought it was gonna be a phase.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, when they took the record upstairs to this disc jockey, the disc jockey said he ain't playing it. And my father was one of them kind of dudes that you're not telling me no.
Mm-hmm.
So he went downstairs, came back upstairs, and
Who was the DJ?
I forgot his name.
Come on. I know his name.
I forgot his name. But what I can tell you is
Teaneck, New Jersey.
what I can tell you is when he left the radio station,
It's like an inside joke or something.
Rapper's Delight was on.
Well,
You feel me?
Yeah.
Soon as he left the radio station, matter of fact, soon as he got downstairs from the building, Rapper's Delight.
So we all had to make investments in these artists.
So wait, did they pay to get the record played?
They had a court case for payola, and I don't think they did. But I don't know. I wasn't there then.
But let's talk about that for a second. But payola, when did payola come into effect? Like, because I know it wasn't illegal. People did that all the time.
They started, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how radio started. They used to
Niggas would
come
stay
in.
away from that. I don't know.
No, but that's how radio did start. Like they used to have it in the country. They got the niggas come, they bring their shit. Give me $5 and I'll play it on the radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I wonder why it don't happen now.
It do happen now.
That's underneath the table.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, got you. All right, but go ahead. So the record played.
Record played, and after the record played, they could not stop playing it.
Oh yeah, it was.
And it went crazy and crazy and crazy. The lights of the radio station was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how rappers are got out there and got big.
Yes.
So at that time, I guess it was 1979 when they did it. It was like something new to everybody. Mm-hmm. So she opened the doors.
Made it global.
Right. So a lot of people also, I want to tell you, a lot of people say that King Tim III was the first rapper.
I never even heard of him.
Yeah. King Tim III.
Was the first rapper.
First, the rap on hip hop or whatever music, whatever.
Okay.
But so do we have a good understanding, and everybody out here knows, King Tim III was a part of a group called the Fatback Band. Mm. He rapped on the song with the Fatback Band, but he was a part of the group. They were a singer group. Mm. So he was not a rap group. So that everybody knows, Sylvia Robinson was the first to put out rap music commercially worldwide.
Wow.
She put out the Fatback
No.
Band.
No.
Oh.
She did put out. The Fatback Band was a singing group with a guy who rapped on it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to ask me what
You're
place,
talking about the business.
if you want to ask me the place of where he played, what they played, they was the first to do.
They didn't have no record though. Like
They had a record out. It came out like 2 or 3 weeks prior.
with the rapping on it.
With a rap on it.
Okay.
But he wasn't a rap group.
Yeah. It was just like
It
a
was
singing group,
Right.
and they would.
So
And he would just come out.
Right, so they've been doing that since the 50s and 60s,
Yeah.
rapping and scanting, whatever they call that. They're singing on and
Yeah,
rapping.
man, we talking about the Bronx.
Sylvia Robinson was the first to open the doors up for hip-hop music.
Oh, were these kids rich that came there and wanted deals? Were they rich?
No,
They come from
they-
home, big
But Shabu,
home?
that's KRS-One's argument.
What's his argument?
Is that basically these are young kids coming to you guys. You guys know the business.
How would he know? And
You must know that he's not supposed to know the business.
I want
How would he know?
Yeah.
He's been going on hearsay from different artists
Okay.
all his life.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody listens to.
Yeah.
Right? He has no proof of that. But what I can say is, numbers don't lie.
There you
The
go.
artist that you're hearing this from, if you're smart enough to check their album sales, then you would know that
Like
they ain't got
Funky
no
4
money.
plus
Listen,
1.
hold on. Listen to this. Let me just finish this. And you can
Let him go.
Yo, we shut down in 1985.
Yeah.
They came to us in what, 1981, 82, something like that. They put out different records, you know what I'm saying? But the bottom line to it is, my question is, after 1985, we have 40-something years, 50 years, almost 50-something years, almost 50 years, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What have you done?
Yeah. You ain't
You know,
never had a hit
But then
record.
Russell came out and then all that
But
stuff.
what these guys are so great that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Why haven't they put out any records since 1985?
That they put out records, but
I mean,
why
they
did
put out
they make
records,
money?
But it's not going. It's not.
But why?
Yeah. Why would you put out a record not to make money? You know, you ain't
Why?
making no money from it.
Why would you put out records after if you ain't made no money? I mean, why would you do it? And then you talk about these labels; they all signed with the white man. So
The guy heard KRS-One, and he all pro-black. You know, he been pro-black for years. You know,
great dude, man.
Yeah, great dude. I'm not just, listen, I have to say this. I heard, I don't know if you, I heard that most of the people behind him in the business part was white.
Well, I know one time.
Now, if they say Funky 4 plus 1 and they had a hit, so-and-so, they didn't get paid.
Listen, Lawrence, you could say
What's the difference between Funky 4 plus 1
first of all, you have to sell records
that's the
in
main
order to earn some money. Back then, you tell me how much could you have possibly earned when 12 inches was between $3 and $5 a song, a 12 inch. So if you sold 10,000, you made $30,000. But if you made 30,000, let me explain to you something how the record business goes so that you have a good understanding. Right now, to date, these artists sign. They go sign, they give them a 15%, that's really high, royalty rate.
If that.
This 360 deal you talking
No,
about?
forget about 360. We're going to get into that too. They give you 15% royalty rate, right? So if the company sells 100,000 albums, we have 150. I mean, if they sell 100,000 albums, they got $1.5 million. So if you only got 15% of the $1.5 million,
This is
matter
now.
of fact, let's make it even money. I want to make it even money.
Yeah.
Say you have 10% royalty rate, and you sell 10,000 albums, and the albums sell for $100,000. So now, out of that $100,000, you got 10%, which is like $10. You know, whatever you got $10,000.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's a million, you got $100,000. Right. After the company's made the 900,000, and you got your 100,000. Now you got to pay for merchandising. You got to pay for marketing. You got to pay for your video.
The artist.
The artist. I'm talking about out of that 10%.
Yeah.
This is going towards their recoupment to pay back.
Yeah, because they invested in you.
So 90% of these artists out here don't ever get a record royalty because of all the money they spent. I'm not saying publishing. I said a record royalty.
Yeah.
So in order to...
But that's shady in itself, because when you have, even if they own 10%, you're taking it off their 10%.
Yeah,
even though the record made X amount, they have to recoup off their 10%.
They have to recoup off of their percentage.
So they should negotiate higher?
They should negotiate different.
Listen.
Or they should put out their show?
No, they should get these black lawyers to go do it for them, Lawrence. You know what I mean?
What you mean by that?
Because everybody wants to go black.
Yeah, but they don't do that.
If they went to these black lawyers, what would they tell them? They went to the white lawyer, the white man tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good contract. Do this. But it's not about that. But it
is about that.
Truthfully, I'm telling you now, up to date, it's like a 15% royalty rate.
Okay.
So even at that, let's go back. Oh, these guys got jerked. Sylvia Robinson jerked me. What's worse? A Sylvia Robinson contract or a 360 deal that you niggas are signing now? 360.
Hey, let me tell you something.
360, they get...
You ain't got to say it. I say it. KRS-One would kill for a 360 deal right now.
Yo, they take...
Why you don't just sign? You think it could be bitter grapes? They see, you know what I'm saying? It could be bitter grapes because they haven't done anything in 40 years. It could be.
Yo.
Sitting around blowing dust off their arms, you know what I'm saying?
I get it. I know rappers that take the deal just for the advance and just don't even...
I think his this big black company with a successful husband and wife, started a company, and knew the business because your mother was already in the business.
Since the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to be, you're supposed to be punished because you know the business? But black people have to stop leading with emotion. You have to find out about what you signing. There's no excuse. You went to the white man. You know you ain't take no contract to no niggas. I know you didn't. You went right to the white man. You know what I'm saying? Just like I would, and went over there, and that's what happened. And so now you spent up your money. There was a lot of getting high. I'm not saying them. I'm saying you remember the 80s.
Right.
There was a lot of money being spent. So the people got paid in the music business, but what they did with their money, is that your fault?
No.
Is it your fault what they signed? I'm not gonna say that. Take advantage of these poor kids. What?
Listen, if it wasn't...
They was poor when they came. They wasn't poor when they left.
Let me just say one thing.
They might still be poor though, Shibu.
Why?
Let me say one thing to you too as well. So that you know,
Yes.
Sylvia Robinson was Sylvia Robinson is a part of every billionaire rapper's life.
How's that?
She's had a part of one of their records that was on one or two of their albums. You understand what I'm saying to you? Since
All right, so
black billionaires, I'm telling you about. Okay? She was a part of Jay-Z, part of Kanye.
Well, wait, what's Jay-Z? What is it?
Hold on.
Okay.
Jay-Z,
Keep going.
Kanye, Ice Cube, Puffy, and on the white side, she was a part of Bruce Springsteen. That's big. So I just want to basically have that conversation, with you and Shampoo regarding this, because it was something that, again, really bothered me.
What was the record Jay-Z? What was the record with Jay-Z?
Empire State of Mind.
Man, I don't know.
That's one of Jay-Z's biggest records. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So the bottom line to it is...
So what do? They call you or call...
Man,
how does that work?
They call who they gotta call, Shampoo. They send money. They send the money. But
can you imagine?
But real talk, you know what I'm saying? That's key.
Yeah.
She's a part of a lot of major albums she's a part of.
Yeah.
So sometimes, if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. Yo, maybe homeboy need to sample some of our music, man. You know what I mean?
Well, KRS-One?
And maybe need to
Yeah, but
You can't pay
the
for
only way
publishing.
it would sell if he wasn't on it.
Shampoo. I don't want to diss KRS.
Nah,
But this is
listen, I'm joking around too.
Again, so we have a good understanding.
Yeah.
I love Chris. I think Chris is a great
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I see KRS-One, we speak. We ain't never had no problems, no issues. It just bothered me that this will come from, more so from a friend, who I consider a friend, maybe associate. You know, I don't expect my associate to talk bad on me. And definitely, KRS, I would never have brought your parents into anything that I knew that would jeopardize and make you feel kind of different about me. So if that's the way you feel, it's cool. But don't forget, you can't get away from the beginning. And now that she did what she did, you're in a great position in life. You know what? You're in a great position.
You're in a better position than you never came
because
in.
what would you have been doing?
Because you ain't doing nothing now.
What would you have been doing all these years if you didn't do rap music? And if she didn't take the chance to put the record out?
That's what people forgetting. That's why I'm not always, and not just your record company, I'm not on the sides of all record companies, but I do understand that they have to make a certain investment in you that they have to get back. Now, what you said was I understand that part too. Why did I take it out of my 10%? Why you made all that money? That's maybe the deal you got.
But that's a negotiation.
No, it's not even negotiations. That's industry standards. Right now, today.
Yeah, but who made
up
those
to-
standards? That's
I don't know. They come from the.
They did.
One thing I do know that it didn't come from me.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's when you put it like
but that's
that.
how they we do it. This industry standard. Yeah, but that was the white
But
man's
what was
standard.
you doing?
It wasn't our standard.
Yeah, but what were you doing
We
before
just followed
that?
their blueprint.
But what was you doing before
I
that?
understand.
All right,
And
then.
I'm
I understand and get out my own.
But
What you gonna do if you don't sign this paper?
no, but listen.
Give me the paper.
15% is what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Wow.
These artists now.
They do it. They do it less than that
So
too.
now
Some of them doing less than that though.
they're doing 15%
Some of them doing less than that.
royalty rate.
Look at the
Some
baby.
doing less than
You
that.
know, the baby was huge. Just the verse for a second. The baby was huge in 2019, right? I forgot what record it was hotter than fire. The new record, the new album just came out, flopped.
Yeah, but that's a whole different thing, shit.
No, it's not.
People
They
rapping
made an investment. How about this?
They getting money on all angles, Shafi, so they don't give a fuck about the music.
I think, let me ask you, do you agree? Both of y'all, or disagree? I think that record company, Warner Brothers, whoever that's signing these rappers, I think they should take life insurance out on them.
They do.
They do.
That's the whole thing.
Good. Don't stop. Shit. Because the chance of them getting killed is like this.
Do you think that if these niggas die and they invested $2 million in you, they don't want their money back?
Yeah, yes. But then black people get on Twitter and go, they should pay for the funeral of the company. Why?
Because they got the money from the insurance.
You
want me to tell you? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. That's
But
why
I
they
didn't know
should.
that. I thought that would be natural. Like they must have just started. I don't think they did that for a long time.
What's
They've
that?
been doing
To
that.
take life insurance out, that's racist. Isn't it?
That's racist.
But they don't take they wouldn't take life insurance out on Taylor Swift.
They probably got life
Probably got
insurance
life
too.
insurance.
Oh, well, they have to make it look good. So you can't say it's racist. Taylor Swift, you know we gotta put life insurance because they'll say it's racist.
But all this is coming off the heels of academics really saying that old rappers.
He said they look dusty, like their teeth look crazy, and
They're not
but
taking.
whose
they're
fault
not
is
taking-
that?
But do you think the older artists should be taken care of? Should there be a
union.
union or something like that?
Well, this is the thing, right? It's just like a job. You know what I mean? You make money and you put money away for rainy days. Then you take your money and you try to figure out what can I do in life.
You come on
You know what I'm
investments.
saying? You make little investments and stuff like that. There's a lot of rappers out here, older rappers that are doing well.
Look
for
at
themselves.
LL.
That was a great dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I speak to him.
He
you
went
know.
TV and doing
Yeah,
this and that.
he's a great dude. You know, Ice-T, great dude. everybody doing what they got to do. But the thing about it is, most of these artists, say for instance, if Leland Robinson had a deal with Epic Records, my album took off. I did 3-album deal with them. I made big money with, my album sales did well. You know what the next thing I would do? Let's get into it. So, as an artist or as a company, I would go in the studio, record all my songs myself, pay for them myself, and then license them to the record company. Just like you ever go in the store and you see Hot 97 Presents, and they might have Jay-Z, Kanye West. It's like, Hot 97, the hottest hits, right? A lot of people don't know the industry, right? And they say because it's not industry standards. There's no such thing as industry standards. The bottom line to it is you make your own way to do your things. So me, I would go in the studio, I would cut my own album. I would pay my own producers. Once I pay them, then I'll license my records to the record company. Now that means that Leland Robinson owns the masters to it. I license it to them, and that means that everybody's going to get paid from day one. Not after waiting to be recouped. We're going to get paid from day one because guess what? I licensed this record from you. We put it on my album. Boom, everybody's getting paid. Everybody did direct licensing. Everybody's getting paid. And that's what I would do. But again, everybody's stuck on industry standards because those lawyers tell you what they want you to, hear. And I hate to say it, not even on the rap side, man. When you start talking that black on black stuff, we look at the Chinese restaurant. If the window gets broke, you think they're gonna call some black guy to come fix the window? No, they call it Chinese man. We don't stick together regardless of what, and that's the problem. If we got a broken window, we should be calling the black man that got a window company to call. But instead, we're gonna call Jimmy Black.
But they'll come late.
Right.
I'll be right there.
That's crazy.
And then when the light socket is crooked, they go, man, what you get what you pay for? But then they'll go over to that's a whole nother story. But why don't they talk about the companies now? Why isn't the KRS-One saying, yo, to this day, Warner Brothers is doing this or this paper is doing that? Why did he pick this company is the worst thing that ever happened to hip hop? The company that invested in these young kids when they was just shooting dice and rapping, and it was popular, but it didn't come together as a business. You know what I mean? They didn't know how to, if you put a record out, then you could get more money touring or playing parties.
That's where really all the money in the record business is for these artists is touring and their performance through BMI or even ASCAP. That's where their money comes from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the record. You never make it. But you know what? They never say nothing about these other companies, the Warner Brothers, the Universals, or the MCAs or whatever. They never say it. But it's because we're black. We started the stuff that what.
So you think KRS?
Let's continue to dog them out.
You think KRS-One should hire black people to be around?
Listen, to each his own. If he feels that.
But I'm talking people that talk black on black should have black lawyers.
And you should have a all black audience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Practice what you preach. If that's what you want, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I don't think you talking that way is fixing anything. But if you felt that way or whatever,
I want to ask you something too.
You should have, brought it to somebody else's attention. But you can't say that if you signed to a white company and you're doing business with the white man. Put your own records out. Collect your own publishing.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
If you were smart enough, you would say, yo, Lee, you got 20 minutes or so? Let me ask you a question. I know y'all been doing the publishing business for a long time. Explain to me how I can start collecting my own money because, whatever.
They'll never come to you with that.
And I would tell them, this is the way you do it, set you up, and, give you numbers you need to call and, and get you set up. But you still got a white publisher publishing for you and collecting your money.
You probably can't get out of that, though. He's probably in a bad
What
deal.
do
You
you
don't want to
mean?
get out of it.
I'm
That's
saying
what
he's probably in a bad deal with that, and it's harder to get out of that.
Well, I mean, listen, the problem is,
I want to ask
Okay.
you something too.
if I sign you, right, you're a well-known artist, right? You sell 50, 60, 70, 100,000 albums. I know you're going to do that, right? So I'm the big publisher. I'm going to say, yeah, I can give him about 100 grand, do a 50-50 deal with him, and I'll make my money back because I know based on how many records you sold, how much money I'm going to make back. So when they give these guys upfront money, like here's 100,000 upfront on your publishing, they only give you your own money. It's very simple to collect your own.
Yeah.
Feel me? You could put your license in, do whatever you got to do.
But they don't want to
and
do
collect
all
your own
that.
money, and then your checks will come every 4 months for the rest of your life to you.
So why don't they do that?
Because they
Too
don't
much work.
know. That's the worst part about this business is
Show business.
blacks don't know. They have not took the chance to learn
Why?
because they rather take the because the green always looks better on the other side than them waiting for their money. So
Yeah.
basically they'll be like, yo, I'm gonna give you $100,000 now, or you can go collect your own and it'll take you about a year or two to get it.
Yeah.
So they need
Just
it
get
now.
my money now, yeah.
They need it now. And that's the issue.
And then later on, then they blame.
Then they turn around and
the
start
person.
blaming the record companies. Oh, these niggas are jerking me, this and that.
Yeah.
Now you don't forget, you can make $100, and now that $100, $50 goes towards your recoupment. The other 50 goes.
So that goes to
hold
what?
on. The other 50% gets chopped down between us. So they really getting 75%.
So this is where I come. This is where I wanted to ask you. When you if you look at an artist, do you look and see if they're recoupable? That they do you then you
If I
you
was
listen-
if I was to look for an artist,
yeah.
I would look for something that would make me feel good. I don't care what you like, Space like. I'm going to cut the album that I visioned,
Got you.
and I'm gonna go with my vision.
Yeah.
If I lose, then I lost on something that made me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I record different records, with different liquor, I worked with Tyrese, worked with a whole bunch of artists myself. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to make sure that I don't do regular songs. I want to do a song that's gonna last for a while.
Yeah.
And see, the issue with Sylvia Robinson is she did catalog songs. So those records, now 50 years or whatever years old, they're still playing
Yeah.
at the same pace.
Yeah.
When you put them on, people get off the dance floor and start rocking.
Absolutely.
And when you play Sugar Hill Gang, Grandma's Flash, same thing happens for them. Now,
How's your
the
relationship?
difference is
Right,
hold on,
right.
the difference is that the Sugar Hill Gang and Grandmaster Flash are still touring in Coliseums.
Well, not the one that went to prison.
Well,
What's his name?
Shit,
He look crazy. You seen him?
I haven't seen him, but
On the news. He look
I wish
crazy.
him the best though. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
the
But-
best. He in jail, prison.
you can still wish people the best, shit.
Yeah, but it's not sincere. Like, I wish you the best. You're in prison. I wish you the best.
All right. Yeah.
But I digress. So now, I want to ask you a question. And this is just because we always, when we go back and forth with this. Irv Gotti was with him and Ashanti going back and forth, and Irv Gotti told him all this stuff about Ashanti, about now she went independent. When an artist, say an artist is real big,
Right.
and then they've been around for a while and this and that, and they go, you know what, I'm tired of this, I'm gonna go in independent.
Do I wish that for him? Do I think it's the best idea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you the reason why. If I sold worldwide 500,000 albums, 500,000 albums, and I decided that, I don't want to be with the company anymore, I'll do it myself. Even if I sold,
I understand the math.
I would say to myself, you know what? I sold 500,000 albums, the company made 500 million or whatever it is, right? I'd be like, yo, I could put another album up on my own. If I sell 100,000 copies, times that by $7, $8, I got 800,000, more than what I would have gotten for the record company. Now, if I sell 200,000 at $7 a piece, I got 1.
Yeah, but don't you lose I don't know why to my ear it sounds like oh, the company ain't want you no more. Now you gotta go independent.
Sometimes
Like you're not selling as
sometimes
much.
it happens like that is because you're not selling it and it's costing the company too much.
There you go.
So basically,
you're forced to go independent.
Right. So,
you ain't.
Yeah, so
then they let you go out and say it.
Huh?
So sometimes
Most of the time
they give you a great advance. You know what I mean? $100,000, $150,000 advance in your pocket. Then they spend another $250 recording you. Or they record your budget. Now you're up to $400 without doing videos, promotion, marketing, none of that.
You think Ashanti is going to do better now than she was with Irv Gotti?
I don't truthfully know.
You're honest.
My honest opinion. I truthfully don't know the whole situation. I always practice that, if I was the company, I would put my own records out. You know what I'm saying? I don't care because if I sold 20,000 albums.
That's just the math.
I would do a 50-50 with an artist.
It all comes back to you.
I do a 50-50 with an artist, right? Say we partners. And we sell 20,000 albums at $10 a piece. We got 200,000.
God damn.
So let's chop it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got 100, I got 100. Now we got 100. Now what did we spend for marketing? Because every time we did anything, we signed off on it together. We signed, we paid this for marketing. We signed this, we take apart. Whatever we got, and keep doing it. Some people down south dudes be putting out albums every year.
I know. And they got
Master P was putting out albums like
this.
this.
You right.
So he didn't care if he made 30,000 this one, 100,000 this one.
Huh?
He was.
we look at it like we can't see them, like they not in your face. But meanwhile, they making 100,000, 200,000.
Yeah, they making plenty of money independent, man.
Huh?
So my question is, why would you even put yourself in that position? Again.
Back then, going back to, they didn't have all of that. They had that knowledge then.
They didn't have the
But
knowledge.
Lawrence, if you didn't have that knowledge, don't be mad at Sylvia Robinson because she had the knowledge.
Yeah,
we mad at her.
Yeah, it's like
then it goes to the KRS.
You know what I don't like? You know what I don't like? You're going to go into, I'm just going to say, people don't like the Democrats. When they talking to black people, it's always a conversation of poor blacks. I didn't grow up like that. When are you going to talk to me? Like it's always, we got to help this homeless person, this person, that. There's black people that have stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
And listen.
Because you guys should be helping.
There you go. Why? You should help yourself.
I get it.
And even so, I'm not. Listen,
it's not.
I don't care. Listen. I'm not a hater. I'm proud of these billionaires and multi-millionaires that's doing it.
Yeah, but they get mad at you.
And who have done it in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of them because I'm not that kind of hate. I don't hate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get involved with it. You know what I'm saying? And
he's a hater.
No, I'm not.
Yes, he is.
So that you know also that the Sugar Hill Gang and Grandmaster Melly Mel and Scorp and all of them, we all
how's your
one.
relationship with them?
We all one. We work together. Actually, me, Mel, and Mel, Melly Mel, and Scorp are doing something together now. We get ready to form another company and do something together also.
How about the Sugar Hill Gang?
We're keeping that under the wraps. Nobody knows exactly what we get ready to do, but it's getting ready to be big. And on November 5th, my mom goes into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Melly Mel will be there. Scorp will be there.
Why they ain't
Sequence
mad?
will be there. You know what I'm saying? They will all be there as well. So we all going together as one. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't got no issues. Me and the Sugar Hill Gang, we have no issues. If you interview them, they'll tell you, listen, everything's beautiful with Leland. Everything's going
So
smooth.
the biggest groups on Sugar Hill, y'all cool with?
Anything that was crooked, I fixed it. You know what I'm saying to you?
So
I fixed it.
So things were crooked.
I said anything that was crooked,
Got you.
I fixed it. I'm not saying it was.
Got you.
But you know what? If I thought something was wrong in my eyes, I turned around and fixed it.
Okay.
Even if it wasn't for the best of me, I still fixed it. You know
Why?
what I'm saying? Because you know what? You know what?
I get it.
I'm tired of everybody talking to Sugar Hill. Leland's in charge now. I lost both of my brothers, one at 14, one at 15, right?
Rest in peace, yes.
So all my life, I could only think about doing the right thing. I can walk down the street, I got no problems with nobody. I ain't got to worry about nobody coming behind my back doing no funny shit. So basically, I've always been a middle child's like the one that kind of balances things out.
Got you. Yeah,
You know what I'm
because you had a
saying?
younger brother.
Because I had a younger brother, older brother, and they get into arguments, whatever, you still got to balance things out. So I've learned to balance out business. So sometimes in business, you know, when things are wrong or whatever, you just fix it, and you know, and everybody's beautiful from this day on.
Yeah.
Right? But the only thing, doing this, the only thing I learned was the only thing you can't fix is a person that's bitter. And you're bitter for the wrong reasons.
Listen.
You're bitter because
You listen.
you're bitter because you didn't sell records.
Yeah.
You didn't make money.
He said
You didn't go on tour. You never went overseas. You never did anything like that.
You stayed in the Bronx.
Because your records that you did wasn't as big as they supposed to be. Now, I watched this show the other day called Origins of Hip Hop.
Okay.
Right? So it had Grandmaster Flash on there, you know what I mean? And, you know, he's a great dude. I respect Flash. Flash is a great dude. There's some things that were said that I don't agree with.
Like what?
And I had to do my research. Like, for instance, I had a conversation with Scorpio when Raheem said that when the group broke out, Sylvia offered him some money and he turned around and came back. That did not happen.
Okay.
That did not happen. I wanted to find out from Scorp. He told me no, it didn't happen. Scorp is Mr. Ness.
But who said that happened?
Raheem said it.
Raheem?
He's one of the artists on there. So he also started talking about how they wanted to keep the group together and do.
Who was saying this?
I think it was Flash, I think it was Flash said something pertaining to they wanted to keep the group together and do all the records together and whatever. So when my mom supposedly gave the Sugar Hill Gang the message, they said, "No, it's not for them," you know. So then she turned around and gave it to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Okay.
They took the tape, supposedly, and tossed it in the bushes. Right? I ain't doing this. You know? So Melly Mel,
What do you think the reason for that was?
it wasn't their style of record. You know what I'm saying? They had party records. I don't think they meant
That is not good.
that it's not good record.
Style.
They just basically like it's not their style.
Not their vibe, man.
So Mel called back with moms and said, "Yo, mom, he said, yo, you know, Sylvia, if you believe in the record, I believe in you. Let's go." They went in the studio. That was the biggest record the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five ever had in their life. They were the first group to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, rap group, ever to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, and Rolling Stones magazine, #1 song in the world, biggest hip hop of all times, The Message. #2, Rapper's Delight. And that's what Sylvia Robinson did.
And I remember you telling me that your mother, I think as you told me, that your mother wrote on the message that even though it was...
Oh, I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
So basically, I started to get the vibe from them that Raheem might have said that she was trying to break the group up, or Flash said it. Sorry, that you know, this would have broken the group up because they're used to doing records together and this and that. But if she felt that way, she would have never put the record out under Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Yeah, you
The
did.
Message.
Oh, she did.
We have groups out there, New Edition, Drew Hill, or whatever. Not Ralph Transvan's going to sing every lead song. Sometimes they got their own little, you know, song on their album,
Doesn't mean they break
and
it
they
up.
back up and they do the backgrounds or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It don't make it. It doesn't. You know, it doesn't change the group. So when y'all started feeling that y'all wasn't a part of the message, whatever. Now Flash said that he was trying to put, you know, 1 or 2 rappers on that song, but she just said no. She wanted to go with Mel. Now, when you producing the record, you're the producer. You only go by what makes you feel good in the studio when you're doing these records. She knew and had the vision of what she wanted on the song and who she wanted on the song. And when she put Mel on the song, that was it. So sometimes you have to go with the producer who's producing the record. because this is how they want it. I could, you know what I mean? So that's how.
Didn't you say Melly Mel called back and said, if you want me to do it?
Yeah, I said that already. I told
you
him
said
about
that, you
it.
said
Yeah.
that.
So, you know, you have to let a producer produce. So that's what she did with.
And one of the biggest records
It was
ever.
again, Rolling Stone magazine says number. We actually have so that we have good understanding. In Rolling Stone magazine's top 100 hip hop songs of all times, I think we're in there like 6 or 7 times out of 100. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else that we could be talking about or anything could be way up there somewhere. I don't know where, but way up there somewhere.
Where's KRS?
He was actually I looked, I think it's number 47 or number 41. Right?
Too old to play sports.
Oh, man.
Come on, Sugar.
You can't play sports. No, I kid.
So she had an ear for music, man. You know what I mean? And she knew what she wanted. So another thing they brought up was they used to having a DJ on top of the break beats and them just rapping on it. And they said they wasn't really with the band situation.
Yeah.
Like the band situation. So
You mean like a people playing the actual
band.
instrument?
Live.
Gotcha.
But when they made Super Rapping,
Super rapping.
it was a party night, everybody was breaking.
Yeah.
Super Rapping, remember that?
Yeah.
When they made Super Rapping, there wasn't no 2 turntables. They got it off. That's all original music
Yeah.
that I know of. So there was no sampling back then.
So why does she want to take that off of it?
And then anything that she heard that she wanted to do, she got the band to come in and play it over and do it.
But why didn't she want the turntables on it? Like, she wanted to make it more
might have
broad?
been-
What was
It might have been because it would have saved the artist and
money.
and saved the artist and
Got you.
the publishing.
Wow, see?
You know what I'm saying? Because just say Flash was right about DJing on all these records with the original breaks. They would have ended up with no publishing. Because just like the Sugar Hill Gang with Rapper's Delight, everybody, that's the biggest record of all time, blah, 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 blah. They should have plenty of money. Listen. So that you understand, Nile Rodgers took 100% of that song.
100%?
100%. So there was no physical publishing
So they
writers'
making-
money
yeah.
that.
So how'd you make money off of it?
No, you make money
we
off
make
the
the sales.
royalties and
Oh,
all
got
that.
you.
But
the
the publishing
goes to
and the
them.
writers went to them.
Wow.
What do you mean writers? He
Shout
didn't
out to
write
Nile
it.
Rodgers.
He being that Lawrence.
Nile Rodgers wrote
Good Times. The Good
He
Times.
wrote that.
Oh, you talking about songwriting?
He wrote the bass
I'm
line.
thinking of producer.
Right. So basically,
He wrote the bass
when
line.
they came in, you know what I'm saying? It took 100%. So when people look at it like, oh man, y'all should be having crazy music, 'cause it ain't Guy's fault, it ain't Mike's fault, it ain't. We did what we could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they don't
To
see that
protect it.
part of the wall. They
So
see that.
that's why she would have a band come in and do things, because hopefully nobody came in that way, or someone came in, or she would have it. She would try to go to the original owners and cut a deal with them on the song, and they get it out the way. So if she would have used turntables, all these rappers that she did, from the Funky Four, the Crash Crew, and everybody, they would end up with no money. Period.
Did they sell a lot of records? Crash Crew? 'Cause I mean,
No,
I heard of their
listen.
names. It's like,
Crash Crew, they're all great dudes, man. They just didn't.
No, I'm just asking a business question.
No, they just didn't sell a lot of records at all. At all. I think it was singles at the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just, it wasn't no bigger than the New York record, Lawrence. All of them.
And those were samples?
Even Funky Four. It was
Those
only,
were samples
yeah,
too?
like
Their
played-
biggest record.
Yeah, it was no bigger than New
What
York.
was their
records.
big record? Their biggest record? Crash Crew. I know it was one of these.
Crash
I
Crew's
hear
rocking on the radio?
Yeah. They play shit on the radio all the time.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And with the radio money, they get that performance for BMI ASCAP. We never touched their money. They got that direct, you know what I mean? But there just wasn't big records, you know what I'm saying? And, the Funky Four, the same thing. There wasn't big records. So when niggas say, yo, man, I got jerked. Jerk from what?
But
you
you
didn't
said
make no
you
money.
said you went back and you fixed some things. Can you elaborate on what you fixed? Or?
Well, if there was some situations with Sugar Hill Gang that was wrong, I fixed it. We are one. You can pick up the phone.
Where did the wrong come from?
Can you get into that?
It wasn't really a wrong
You don't have to
situation.
get into it. I'm saying
It wasn't a wrong situation. It was a situation that
certain language. And
what I did, Lawrence, is I made these guys get paid directly from my publisher. Now, why I have a publisher is because I wanted to basically take the catalog, put it into a major corporation, a major publisher, so that they can do the numbers for me correctly. So God forbid if I ever decide to sell, I know what my multiples will be instead of me doing all the work.
yeah, that's
And then not only that, it made things much easier for me because now you take a very small percentage of income from me, and you do me a favor. You pay out all my writers. You know what I'm saying? Pay out my writers. So we don't have. You can't come to me no more and say, yo, I ain't get paid. Give me an advance of $100.
They allocate the money to wherever we got.
You can't say that to me. Give me an advance of $100 till I get my check.
Yeah.
No, you're getting paid directly from these people now. So everything is straight up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's what I did. So if
that was something you
if
fixed.
Mike was messed up somehow, or Guy was messed up somewhere, or Hank or whatever, I just fixed it, man. So they get paid directly.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what
so
you mean.
you know, when it come time, every 3 or 4 months, whatever.
The way you said it was like
They get their checks. I don't want to be responsible for no one's money. Because I don't want the same story that everybody say, oh, this nigga jerk me, nigga ain't paying me. Because I got backup for everything. Checks and everything.
Yeah.
I can show you when they left Sugar Hill in 1985,
Yeah, people can
an
show
unrecoupment list of monies that was spent. Now, I was still a kid. I just got out of high school. But I can show you money that was spent, unrecouped.
Damn.
List.
See, people don't want to talk about that.
That never got recouped.
I can see why people don't want to talk about that.
So, you know, I just wanted everybody to get paid directly.
But
And
what company was KRS-One on? What label was he with? It must have been a black-owned label.
I think he was signed to this guy named Jack Allen at South
It had
Bronx.
to be a black.
Yeah, South Bronx.
Okay.
South Bronx Records.
I just wanted you to be able to put
Yeah,
out the reason why what he said was wrong.
Lawrence.
That's it.
The king of all blacks. What he said was his opinion.
Yeah, that's it.
And to me, his opinion to me, as smart as KRS-One is, I think that he would at least do his homework. But the problem lies.
Boy, he wanted to be relevant. He ain't been relevant in 40 years. I'm just.
But the problem is
I
that
kid.
when my father used to always say, "Yo, Lee, they gonna talk, man. Let them talk." You know what I'm saying? Because once you go back to talking, then it's gonna come back with something totally different again. So he said, "Let it just die down. It'll be over with in a minute. Don't even take it seriously."
But
Because he can't stop me from getting no money. People. You know
that's the main thing.
But, and as a matter of fact, you know, since he said whatever he said, I had about 4 new samples come in with all different artists.
Thanks, right?
Thanks, man.
And you clear all these new samples that come in, you clear them out or do you work it out?
I clear them.
You ever say I want a percentage of it?
That's what happens
No,
when
they
you
take
clear
a
it.
percentage.
Oh, see, I didn't know. I thought you paid them a certain
Yeah, that's
amount.
what
They could
happens.
use it.
They take
That's
a
what
percentage.
happens. So, you know, again, you know, it bothered me. You know, I never wanted to come out and say anything regarding anybody because I still respect him as well, but I don't respect what he said.
And in all due respect, with all due respect, you saying that you respect him and you do, you consider him a friend and all that. But when he said that about your parents didn't come, he didn't say with all due respect. You know what I'm saying? He just put it out there.
Right, but see, that's the problem.
But you don't got to stoop like that.
No, that's the
Just
problem that, you know, you see how I say I fix things? You know what I'm saying? That's the problem I got. If I was hardcore, I would just go hard, man. And don't care what happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm not cocky. I'm not going to tell no lies on you. Did you come to by the studio every other day or every 3 or 4 days to pick up your clothes in the cleaners? Did I see you outside from time to time? Yes. Did we wave? Did I speak to you? Yes.
Did you ever
Did you come in here to say, yo, let me come rent some of your studios out? Everybody worked in my studios.
What happened with the fire at the studio? Can you talk about?
So yeah, we can talk about that. That's nothing. So part of it, I think, was a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was, I was in New York, and I brought some food from La Malecon, right there on 176th Street. And I brought some food, so I called my boy. He's a cop named Lewis. I called him and said, "Yo, you want something to eat? I'm coming home from the city." He said, "Yeah, bring me some chicken, whatever." So I said, "All right, cool. I bring it." He come over to the house. We sit in the kitchen, we eating, right? He leaves 30 minutes later, and he called me on the phone. Now I'm getting into bed. I'm tired. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. He says, "Yo, Lee, someone just called me and said there's smoke coming out of Sugar Hill." I said, "Get out of here." He said, "For real, Lee?" So put on my clothes and I run down to the studio. Now, if you're a fireman and you see smoke coming out the building.
So this is a fireman that told you saw smoke?
No, it was a cop.
Police officer.
A cop, oh,
But
friend.
now, if you're a fireman,
Yeah.
you go down to wherever you see smoke at, what do? I'm asking you that. What's the first thing you do?
I'm not a firefighter.
Call the
but
station.
I would think they would go inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just use your.
From what I
brains.
know, they go inside.
Right.
They put the gear on. They go inside.
Right.
And
So
make sure.
when I got to Sugar Hill, they were standing in front of the door. Smoke was coming out. Yes, it was. Guess who opened the door for them?
Ooh.
I did. I went and stuck my key, turned it around, opened the door, walked in the building to where the smoke was coming out of. Now, at the time, when we first bought that building, that building was a lumber yard.
Huge building.
So basically, every wall is contained with concrete. So it was contained in a room
Okay.
that was a small room. So I sat upstairs with the fireman for like 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm like, "Y'all gonna go in?" He said, "Yeah, Lee, but the smoke was gonna bust out the door when we go in. Do me a favor, go downstairs, boom, boom, boom." And so I got, all right, no problem. Smoke was in one room. They're gonna bust the door in. Shh, we done.
Okay. It was a small fire.
It wasn't fire. It was just smoke.
So what you say conspiracy?
Now, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, poof, here's fire coming out the roof. I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" I went from there to the whole building burning down.
So why you think that?
I'm gonna get to that. So now,
I'm confused though.
hold on. Let me get you the story first. So now, it is building burned up, whatever. The next day, I go to my daughter's school because she was at the time she was doing cheerleading. So there's this white guy I've never met in my life. "Hey man, it's a shame about that building in Englewood, right?" "Yeah, it's a real shame, man." Because yeah, we could have stopped it, man. Just Englewood, man. It is act like they didn't want us to stop it. I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah."
The city.
That's what this white guy said to me. I never met this man in my life.
You didn't know where he was from?
No, he had on the jacket that said Tenafly Fire Department.
Got you. Okay.
But I never knew who this gentleman was, right? So I left it alone. So about 3 months ago, someone calls me up, says, "Yo, Lee, you got a second?" I said, "Yeah." So I said, "I want to talk to you." I said, "Sure." He said, "Yo, man, it's been on my conscience. It's been on my mind." He says, "I just want to tell you that we was told that the studio burned."
What?
By who? By the
I guess their superiors, or whoever it was, right?
This was 3 months ago?
Yo, 3 months ago. So now my heart drops.
Wait, 3 months ago you heard this news?
3 months ago I just heard this,
Oh,
right?
That's what I'm saying.
So I
I'm
said,
like,
"What?"
damn.
He said, "Yeah, I just want you to know."
And when did
I
this
thought he was saying 3 months
When did it
after
get burnt? When did it burn?
It got burned
over
years ago, Shimmy.
Years ago, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, "Yeah, man, I just want you to know that, man. It's been on my heart, and I just want,
Yeah.
Wow.
I just want you to know." So I said, "Damn. What do you want,
Yeah,
Just because we're black,
Yes.
they don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
Huh?
You know what I'm
And
saying?
successful.
Right. So now that,
Not just because he's
What's
black.
over there now?
Black and
I
successful.
just got a parking lot over there now, but we get ready to put up a building up there now. Okay. The
Oh, you own the
name of the
land?
building gonna be called Sugar Hill. Whatever we put up there, whether it's buildings, condos, whatever, it's gonna be called Sugar Hill.
Oh, you own the land now?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
What's their building?
now we let it, you know.
There's no building there.
It's
It's just land.
So now I
a parking
learned
lot, is it?
that
Oh, it's bigger
guy-
than a parking lot.
yeah, this guy told me what really happened over there. So I started doing a little homework, right? So another guy tells me, as I'm doing a little bit more, that the city of Englewood hired a company to go in and survey the properties.
Okay.
Now, I don't know this to be 100% correct, but this is what I was told. So don't mark this down.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So they supposed to be hired this company to go in and do the property adjustments of what properties are bringing Englewood down. One was Sugar Hill, which burnt all the way to the floor, right? Second one was the dollar store that's right behind the fire department. The third one was McDonald's that burnt all the way down to the floor. Quote unquote, what I heard was there's an apartment building next door to McDonald's. And I heard that the reason that the apartment building was empty for so long is they could not get the air conditioning units on the roof. Only way for them to get them on the roof was through where McDonald's was at and then put them up there on top of the roof. So allegedly, that's what someone else told me. So there's a few more other properties that burnt down, like
How did the fire start?
another block was, what's the block where Doc's is at?
What's that?
Right one block away from the fire department, on the same block as
thinking of the name of that
McDonald's
shit.
and everything else, 2 houses burned all the way to the ground. You literally 10 seconds or 15 seconds away from these properties.
Yeah.
And they burned all the way down. Then, all of a sudden, 3 other properties are gone, sold a property for people to get out or whatever, and now they built 5, 6 new houses up there. So, you know,
It's not
this
a
is all
coincidence.
allegedly. But I'm digging it up, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Listen, all conspiracy theories aren't crazy.
You're right.
Right? When you say conspiracy theories, you always think that.
I didn't even know. See, I asked him about the fire because I heard about it, but I didn't know that he got new information 3 months.
Me either.
Yeah,
I said, oh shit.
yeah. This is all new news, and nobody knows this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know.
How's everything now? Everything good?
Everything's good with me. I'm good. I'm great. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like controversy, Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? I don't like controversy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a controversial person, man. And, you know.
You just want to set the record straight.
Yeah, I just want to put it out there, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is, and take it for what it is, man.
And I love the new Range Rover you got.
Which one?
The 2024, that shit, the boat tail.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you, Leland. Do you have anything else you want to say or put out there for the people?
Learn the business.
If us blacks stick together, then we'll all be okay. But the more we down other blacks, is the more, you know, we're going to go down the drain. You can't stop history. It is what it is. And I just feel sometimes when it's a woman involved that people take it the wrong way. You know what I'm
never
saying?
thought of it that way.
Women are just as strong as we are.
Actually, you said she had the first Latino, I forgot, rap record?
Sylvia
Because
Robinson
there's
was
a
the first
thing-
to put out rap music with the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah.
She was the first to put out Latino rap records with a group called Mean Machine,
Yeah.
which I think they had 1 record only. But she was the first to do it. Another thing you need to understand is without Sylvia Robinson, there would be no hip-hop radio stations, there'd be no hip-hop DJs, there'll be no hip-hop departments at your record company, A&Rs. There wouldn't be no hip-hop promotion people, no hip-hop marketing people.
See, mainstream
There will
hip-hop.
be none of this. And these people are making billions of dollars.
Why I brought the Latino up is because Fat Joe was getting some criticism because he said hip hop was started 50-50 with blacks and Latinos?
I don't know. I can't tell you that part. You know what I'm saying? All I can tell you is, and again,
They started the break
Gang.
dance.
The Sugar Hill Gang might not have
He said
been
they was
a
rapping.
hardcore hip hop record. They was a commercial rap record.
But that opened the doors for
And we rapped different than they rapped in New York. We rapped different in Jersey. Just like, you know, you go to California, they rap differently.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that whatever she did worked.
and whatever they did didn't work as hard as well. And you saying because a woman was at the helm that could be part of the
The reason?
The Lawrence.
the reason for criticism.
They don't never want
And a black woman.
Yeah. Who had her own money and
Well, the message is-
took her own chance.
Yeah. She didn't
didn't know it was
scrape
gonna
up
win.
some money to build this company. The money was there.
Yeah. She took a chance. She didn't know whether it was gonna win, lose, or do anything.
Mm-hmm. You gotta look at it that way.
She had no
Just had an idea
she had the idea of what she wanted to do.
and hope it'll work.
And hoped that it worked, and she did it.
Yeah, and it did work.
And it did work.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what it is.
So can we safely say and honestly say Sylvia Robinson, the Robinson Sugar Hill Records were the best thing that ever happened to hip hop?
Absolutely. And you see, again, no hip hop radio, no hip hop company, no hip hop A&Rs, no hip hop promotion people, no hip hop marketing people, no hip hop, nothing to do
And all
with
these
hip-hop,
places making money.
Nothing to do with hip hop.
All these people are making
Everybody's making millions. Everybody's making millions. And just for the record, hip hop music is the #1 genre of music today over rock and roll.
Oh,
Hip hop record
absolutely.
is selling crazy more.
Absolutely.
So the bottom line to it is just, listen, man, I understand if you're not the first. Not everybody's the first, Lawrence. But I'm not going to condemn the second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the third or whatever.
Yeah.
Because when I start thinking about it, damn, man, if this, just like Martin Luther King, he took a chance.
Yeah. How?
Oh, God.
No, I'm saying, how did he take a chance? No, I didn't hear that.
No, I'm not going
No,
to
I'm saying
Because I heard you on your show before.
I wasn't coming from that angle.
no.
I'm saying,
Hey,
you
listen.
saying he took a chance on trying to stuck his neck out. I got you. No, I agree with
Stuck her
that.
neck out for us black.
I agree with that.
Right?
I
So
agree
she
with that.
stuck her neck out
I
for
agree
something
with
she believed in. And she did it. When I seen this post, I was a little bit upset. Not only at KRS, but at Teddy. And your little comment you put down there. Yo, before you put comments about other people, you should check your backyard. Especially you. You know all the producers you had, from Timbaland, Pharrell, Rodney Jerkins. You know, what happened? No one stayed with you. I guess everything was good with you. So before you start saying different things, check your backyard first, man. And I mean that. And if you ain't got nothing nice to say, just don't say nothing at all. Nothing nice at all. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, just don't say nothing at all, Teddy. And just for the record, none of these groups are owed $1 from me right now. Everybody's paid up.
And she getting inducted in the
And today is September 29th. Everybody's paid.
That's a good thing.
Okay? Everybody's paid. So I don't, it is what it is. So
Say it louder so KRS-One can hear. Everybody got paid.
Please stop.
He ain't scared. He wasn't scared when he said it. I mean, why
I'm saying let him talk.
Yeah, but we wasn't scared. He wasn't scared.
I just don't want it to come across as I'm looking for an apology from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just looking to set the straight, and that's it. And I feel like this, man. If you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say nothing at all, man.
Yeah, because you not have nothing to do with the business. It wasn't
He's
something.
not even a part of the label. Like, that's the craziest part.
But you said something about his. You maybe he. Oh, Sequence. Maybe his wife.
Oh man,
I mean, we was joking around. He said he might be mad because his wife, he wouldn't let his wife be in Sequence.
All right.
Sequence was a female
Don't talk
group.
about white. Yeah, I get it.
Nah, Miss Melody was dope.
Huh?
Miss Melody was dope.
Yeah. She made bigger records than him.
All right, thank y'all for tuning in. This is PooNSpace. Leland,
Yes.
thank you
Great
for
time,
coming
man.
through.
Thanks, man.
We appreciate it.
Thank you guys, man.
This was amazing. I learned a lot.
Yes. That's the main thing. We learned the business side. We got the emotional side of hip hop, but we got the business side, and that's more important. And remember, a big shot ain't nothing but a little shot that kept shooting. Take care, folks. Peace.